Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
Shane.
We are back with Andor Season 2, Episode 11. Now, last time, Lonnie died, Luthen died.
Emotional freaking episode.
Clea, we got the outstanding performance by that actress.
Outstanding, yeah.
Dedra got her moment. She caught Axis, but obviously how her drive has cost her reputation within her department.
Yeah, I'm annoyed that she's being arrested quite a bit. And she's a bad guy, I get it, but it's just a petty thing, I think. You know, and I understand when you're in the fucking military, you gotta fucking listen.
Structure, yeah.
You got it, and I think that's great, but I'm just annoyed for the story of the character. You know what I mean?
I agree, because I just see this little petty little squabbling on the inside. Well, I understand that she was directed. There are departments for a reason, but...
And she also is the all-star of Gorman.
Yeah. So I imagine that there may be some payoff for her because they could probably prove that it's likely that was Axis. Yeah,
but they might be mad because now he's dead.
But
they can just blame her, like, oh, well, you fucked it up because now he's dead, and you know what I mean?
Well, he's dead, but they had him under control, and he was under lockdown. Yeah. And they arrested her and left him.
If I wasn't arrested, then he'd still be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because, Dedra wouldn't have left his side.
No, she would not have.
Yeah. Okay, guys, before we jump in, if you want to support us, go to our Patreon to see our full uncut reaction and up to 4 weeks early access for our other shows that aren't live. Let's jump in.
Slap charges, at least 6. 2 ISB drivers confirmed dead, 1 missing. Vehicles, obviously the guards, hospital staff. We're still waiting on numbers.
This is all on Miro. That's all hers. But we're on the spit now, and the margin for error is 0. Dr. Recklaw?
Are you the one that's closed my hospital?
At the moment, all I've done is shut the doors.
This is my building. I'll decide if we are in a position to admit patients or not.
Arrest him.
What?
This is an ISB crime scene. If you're slowing me down, you're a suspect. Suspects need to be questioned. That means transport and custody. I'll have no choice.
You've made your point.
Make sure the doors stay locked.
He's such a doofus.
I know.
He's kind of flamboyant, like this. I don't know. I just don't buy his authority, personally.
He looks like a pale, nerdy, douchebag man's imitation of Dedra.
Yeah.
He's got that
I liked him when he was a subordinate.
I know.
Because he's helpful.
I know. Now he's just being a douche.
Fucking douche.
Olsen Krennic.
Oh, hey. Damn.
Oh, shutting down the security.
Who else knows?
About what?
Is the urgency of the situation not palpable?
All I have been told is that Supervisor Young is dead.
Is that why I'm here? For the murder of an ISB clerk? Has my reputation slid so precipitously? What single thing would drag me to this forsaken basement? Say it. Say the word.
Death Star.
Nice.
Yep.
I am not a rebel spy.
Oh, at the moment, that is the only plausible scenario.
Legrette's brother. He's stationed on Scarif. He's made comments. Nothing definitive, but...
Young? Was he on your list of suspects?
You should talk to Heert about Young. They were close. It's possible. Young was a busybody, always on the fringes.
When did you give him your...
It's because Luthen was working his ass.
Young. My clearances, never. Why would I do that?
I don't have time for why.
If Young had my cert, then he stole it.
Who told you about Galen Ursa?
Several intel bundles were forwarded to my office by mistake. I should have reported it.
Gorman mining schedules?
I have clearance for Gorman.
What about orbital progress assessments? 2 years of Jeddah working group printouts in your files.
I should have reported it.
And I should have pegged you as a scavenger a long time ago.
I didn't read them all. Most of them I never opened.
But you read enough, didn't you? Young spent 3 hours last night logged into your account. Now, shall we take a guess at what he might have told Lucen Rail?
I was searching for Axis. That's all I was ever doing. And I found him. Yes, I'm a scavenger, but I've had to be. There's a partisan spy mentioned in the Jeddah readouts. In classic fashion, your team tortured him to death, and that crucial piece of information, rather than being directed my way, was buried and became something I had to scavenge for.
How terribly perplexing. How does one balance such passion and competency with the mindless decision to confront Lutheran Rail on your own? If you're not a rebel spy, you missed your calling.
Rail's assistant. We think she's his daughter. She wasn't at the gallery.
If you have a moment.
We're done here.
She needs to be found. We need agents at every transit point we can cover.
We'll do our best to carry on without you.
Damn. I kind of like see him in this intense
I know.
authority. Now I see the extent a little bit of her fuck up.
Yeah.
I want to see coverage of the outside entrance area.
That's gone, yeah. Blown out. Yeah. So, I wouldn't sit there. Have you got a second choice? My cousin actually has an application in with the ISB.
Then I'll only have to tell you once to shut up and get busy.
It's Bix, isn't it?
I feel like Clea, but I don't know.
Okay.
I'd be just worried about being reported.
Is she coming or going?
This would be leaving.
How does she get up there?
But she's a nurse. There's a surgery entrance. You don't have that, though. No, doctors don't like it.
Get me as close as you can.
She got a burn bag.
What was a communication device? Just a beat mixer. She's just going.
It's like she's turning away.
She knows there's a camera.
And Morse code thing.
There's no team. It's only her.
They established a Morse code in this world.
Did Castle get it?
Come and rescue her, maybe?
What have you got hidden under the bed?
What?
Oh shit, he found his other cell phone.
It woke me up. It was chattering away. Is it a radio?
When? I'll explain in a minute. What's to do?
New Star Wars game.
Plus 10.
Plus 10?
You heard me.
You don't seem surprised by his bid.
They were in prison together.
Very well. Challenge. 5 5s.
10 10s.
That's an unusual risk. The chances of you making a bid of that scale are not statistically measurable.
Be careful. He's trying to droid you.
Droid him. Play.
You don't have any tens left, do you?
It would be sad if the two of you were conspiring again.
Play. Play. What's up?
I want to see the end of this game.
Guys.
He just looks pompous.
Yeah, he looks very pompous and posh.
Yeah.
Things I don't like.
How quickly can we get this out?
That depends on the level of saturation required.
Director.
Kind of like with Andor, it's like a estimation of what they look like.
Hit.
Supervisor Hit. You will put this image up as wide and deep and far as it takes until we find her. Nor will there be any limit to your effort. Failure will earn you a place in the ever-lengthening ISB death march. Are we clear?
What's the charge? Sedition or murder or all of the above?
She's diseased. She escaped the hospital with an infectious condition that threatens everyone with whom she may come in contact. She must be found before thousands die.
There it is. What are you still doing here?
He's saying you'll be fired if you put to death.
I was like, we put to death. Or maybe just means intense way of
like,
What a prescient turn of phrase.
I can't protect you, Leo.
You were supposed to be ready by now.
You sound like Tarkin.
It's a miracle we've kept it quiet this long.
We're moments away. Days! A few more tests. We're there.
Save the sermon for Palpatine.
Indeed.
Best of luck to us both.
It was mutual respect there, so.
Yeah. And he's gonna die in a couple days-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a base-wide restriction on unauthorized radio transmission.
I don't know, Will.
They try to cover him as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct? The reason that you are not messaging back is to avoid being traced. Who are we hiding from? I realize this is a question, but is there a question you are willing to answer?
Okay, right now, we're hiding from everyone.
Compression cipher. First broadcast. Abbreviated chain. Too short to be decoded. I'm guessing it's something you've memorized.
Is the U-wing powered up?
Was I correct?
Is the ship prepped?
Yes.
What if it's a trap?
It's a trap. It changes nothing. You gotta go down to the hangar and get us on the test roster. I don't want to be shot down pulling out of here.
I hear the Rev not talking.
I wonder how hard it is for them to monitor all off-world transmissions and stuff. Or that specific device is just on a certain wavelength where you can't do that.
I've been counting the orders we've disobeyed so far. Would you like to know how many?
No.
17.
This little taunts.
Well, if he needs her help.
Probably.
I came as soon as I could.
How reassuring. He's dead, isn't he? Rail.
His assistant infiltrated the hospital. She's on the run.
And it's all on you now.
We need to find her.
I'm sure there's an open cell down here for you.
Why is this a Krennic project? Why is it so important?
Is this a test?
What? No. I came for advice.
Why would I do that?
As it stands, you're going nowhere. A quick solve might work wonders. I've just pushed out a massive search package, but you know, as well as I do, that she's too smart. You know them. Where they've been.
With a shot. Right on the third. Look at her head, too.
Yes.
She'll need to reach out.
We're scanning everything we can.
She knows that. Pull the old Axis files. There was a radio on Ferrix, and her Krieger had one. We found several of them. Old frequencies.
Thank you.
It's probably too late.
Old frequencies and
I
pulse.
definitely don't want her to rot in prison. Like, kill her or something. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
That's just a shitty way for her to go.
This was an emergency call. A final call.
After all this, everything we've put in place, knowing how vulnerable we are.
You can run him down all you want. But the truth is, none of this would be here without Luthen. None of this.
Confine this man to quarters until further notice.
Well, it looks like he's ready to go back to the future with that coat on.
The old step in and take it from here trick.
With his vest, yeah.
Pompous, principled prick.
That was your plan for this. And what about the radio?
Well, the transmitter looks intact. They had the antenna. It's ingenious. They spliced it into a metro tower next door. They've been using Imperial broadcast power for who knows how long.
Well, she's never been to Coruscant.
You know where we're going?
I think so.
I've been to Coruscant. I was in a parade there once. 200 KX units. The Emperor was there. Sorry, I missed that.
The easiest thing would be to take it offline and get it back to the lab.
I don't have time for that. I need a location.
All the options for that require a connection. I can't trace back something I don't have.
I wonder if he'll get killed trying to run these people down, and then Dedra won't have anybody to go to bat for her, and then she'll get killed by the system.
Yeah, I mean, because I think
this so vehemently to oppose.
Because it's kind of like the theme of the show a little bit is everyone is just a small little part.
Have you spoken to Tactical?
They're deploying a team as we speak. I'll oversee the operation personally.
I like this music.
I don't remember seeing any U-wings.
Where are they?
In the old trilogy. You had Ys, A's, X-wings. That would drive me nuts. Thing on your neck.
Oh, I need to...
Not just the coat. No, the under.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Be there to make the ID. There you go, sir.
Benzi's running team 2. They'll be flanking, posting up the ship for the ride out.
Like his mustache.
They need their versions of SWAT for this, you figured.
Well, it's a tactical team.
Like-
They just all look the same.
What about the Death Troopers?
That's like extreme end.
Yeah.
I don't like it here.
Keep the engine running.
This is our target. She's likely alone, but should be considered armed and dangerous. It's imperative she's taken alive. Supervisor, that is your hot zone. Shut it down.
All clear so far. Repeat. On site, all clear.
Oh no.
Well, I know they both get out of this, so.
Yeah. All three of them do. Okay, include.
Oh, yeah, you have to. Oh, wow, he looks a lot more like he does in Andor there.
It would be you, wouldn't it?
Where's Luthen?
The energy project. Palpatine's energy push. It's a lie. It's a weapon. Okay, they're building a weapon, a super weapon. Everything we've been chasing, that's the answer.
Okay.
Gorman,
And you're sure Luthen's dead?
Floors 26, 27, and 28 west. We'll work our way up. I want one man on the bridge.
the Galen Erso. Say it.
Clea.
Repeat what I've told you! Galen Erso, he... Oh, super weapon, kyber crystals. Gorman, this is direct from ISB as of yesterday morning. Luthen died for this.
We cannot stay here, Clea.
And go where?
You gotta know about Yavin, obviously.
Nothing to see, keep moving.
Keep moving.
Yeah. Jedi business, go back to your drinks.
Oh, I know about Yavin, I know all about it. I know what they think of Luthen. That's to be my sanctuary.
We'll be safe there.
So let's fucking boogie.
Wait a minute. I don't know if they get that information because I thought it's the pilot that gives that information.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, no. Didn't he bring them Galen Erso's location?
Yeah.
I think that's because he brought a message from Galen Erso.
Okay.
Are you with us? No.
And this is like in Rogue One, he just doesn't stay in the car.
Yep.
Send it back.
Oh, shit. I would.
You puckered up face.
Got it. It's directly above us.
To the Matrix.
Comms are still down, sir.
Right, form up. One flight up. Get those comms working.
Guy's just drinking his coffee in the background.
Yeah.
Sorry, his calf.
I made a choice. I made the right choice. No one can do this alone. He knew that. He just couldn't swallow his pride.
Thank the galaxy, he didn't. He stayed for what I've just told you. He stayed to figure this out. And you need to tell these people in Yavin what they're up against.
Or some type of decoy. Are you kidding me? Like the ending of Chernobyl, that Chernobyl episode.
Yeah.
Where they're I can't remember the name of it, but the instrument that measures the radiation.
Mm-hmm. That episode was just wasn't as good as episode 10. It's good, but you know what I mean.
Well, it's a build-up episode.
Yeah, it's like a bridge.
Yeah.
So I did like K2SO's inclusion.
Yeah.
I do like his wit, his attitude.
Yeah, he's. I've always liked him, and I do see how they do everything they can to limit his screen time. Like they'll put him behind people, they'll put him out of focus, and just little tricks for the budgetary constraints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of hate. Well, how do you feel about Dedra and what's going on with her?
Well, I take this back. Okay, I was frustrated with the end of the episode. I really liked the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
So Krennic's interview
was great.
with Dedra.
And it's one of his best moments.
Absolutely, because he's gotten older, so his voice is better.
Yeah.
And he's,
I actually really love the scene where he talks to Vader too, just because it's on the other end of the spectrum. Like, he has to pretend to be afraid, and he does that well too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great when he was just doing that.
I like his conversation with Partagas.
Me too.
It was cool. It's that kind of mutual respect. You were supposed to be done by now.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be done days ago.
Yeah.
So we're almost ready.
Well, and you could tell maybe they kind of came up together a little bit, and now they're both, for their career, for their reputation, they need to fulfill their roles in the Empire.
I just have to wonder, though, with Krennic, I understand he's a director. He's a project director.
Yeah.
So what authority does he have to come stomping around the ISB, and what direct authority? He's going around there, basically organizing every little aspect of controlling the information regarding his project, of course, but at the same time,
maybe
I don't think he's not ISB personnel. He wears a white outfit, but I thought that was because he's kind of a technical officer. He's not a military man.
Yeah, I meant just like when they gave Dedra's former assistant, like the guy who's now leading this charge. They were like, you're like James Bond. You have no boundaries, no nothing, and everything's at your dispense to get the job done. And if you don't get the job done, you'll be with the. I don't know if he was using a metaphor or if he was actually threatening his life.
The ever-growing ISB death march.
Yeah. So maybe when it comes to the Death Star, the Emperor has given him that authority to absolutely make sure you do whatever you can to plug up the leaks, make sure no one finds out.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they brought him in because he's an example. He's a heavy that we can bring in that's not so heavy, like a Tarkin or whatever. So
he was in charge of everything that we saw him do until Tarkin and Vader were in the room.
Yeah.
In Rogue One.
He's the guy on the ground.
Yeah.
Whereas Tarkin's overseeing that and probably other things as well. But he was definitely the one that was entrusted with oversight of that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, not the very beginning, of course, because they'd already began construction on it right before.
Yeah, it looks like they already began. Yeah. Well, I mean, this all started years ago. I mean, the Geonosians created the design.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
And what's so cool about that is because of their hive mind and the way they make things, that's why they're so good at making. That's why they were so good at making the Death Star design.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's crazy that. So it's probably Palpatine or Dooku's idea.
No, yeah, I don't remember if I read anywhere who was the progenitor of the concept.
Yeah, I don't know.
They might have told the Geonosians, we need a weapon that that we can destroy Coruscant.
Yeah.
And then the Geonosians are and fucking then shoot out some shit and then spat it out and here we go.
Yeah.
It's a nice bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to deliver the plans to his master.
Yeah.
Where did it originate? They still could originate.
I wonder if Palpatine probably originated the idea, and then Dooku took the idea to the Geonosians and said it was for the war effort against the Republic.
Yeah.
So they developed that, and he just brings it back to him. And
okay. You remember how many orders they disobeyed?
17, 18.
There we go.
Yeah, those are great little quips and everything. And what do you think of Draven? Which I think it's pretty plain how I feel about him.
I mean, he's given the guy who's they named the show after a hard time, so he rubs me the wrong way because I feel the way Cassian feels.
Yeah.
I actually liked him in Rogue One because that type, he just wasn't really like that. I mean, there might have been
still an asshole in the beginning, and he's one of the ones that ends up turning around, and like he was one of the guys that argued against what they were doing.
Well, and that was the only instance I had of him doing that, and then of course they went off and did it anyways, and went to Scarif. So I guess it's on brand. But up until that point, I kind of liked the character.
Like the actor, I think he's doing a good job. That character's fucking annoying.
You got to think about like a lot of rebellions throughout history that they had like a chain of command they had a chain of command, but it was a little looser than the military. You know what I mean?
It had to be because people were there voluntarily.
Yeah, I mean, I can think about the United States the 13 colonies and militia. They work with militia and.
Yeah.
And so
the same way as the South African Republic, the Boer generals had a very difficult time keeping their armies together if they didn't produce results.
Yeah, that's why I can't remember his name in Game of Thrones. King
Beyond the Wall.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard to organize everybody. they had a structure, but then it was like a structure that everyone agreed to be a structure.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you agreed, then you were also agreeing to take orders, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want more for Dedra. I just don't, I don't know if I see her, how it ends for her. I can't really guess. I can't really guess, really.
I can't either.
Yeah.
So I'm having to wonder. Well, yeah, really, it all depends on how this operation goes down. Because if Hirt gets killed,
yeah,
trying to capture Clea.
Yeah, I do want to walk back in the pre-talk. I kind of I see now more clearly the extent of her fuck up.
Yeah.
That I wasn't quite seeing before. I was kind of more like, she found it. It's hers. That's all that matters, you know? Yeah. Within reason, obviously. But no, I mean, I kind of, from hearing Krennic and obviously the fact that her files got compromised, even though it probably wasn't her fault, you know, I imagine they would blame her for that.
Yeah.
There were things that were sent to her and she opened them. And maybe she felt like she had to because she wanted to find access.
Well, I think she was holding on to it as a way for her to be the one to find it instead of turning the information over and someone else getting that credit, getting that satisfaction at any rate. Maybe not the credit, but the satisfaction.
Yeah. And then, just Krennic's one of his best scenes for sure. Out of everything. Movie, this, everything. Was his conversation with her. Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome.
Very good.
Anyways, guys, we're going to jump into the next one. So see you next time on YouTube.